Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is February 2nd.
Super Bowl day. Ivan, have you
Super
heard of the
Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Of course.
Okay. So is there equivalent kind of Bulgarian moment, a sports moment every year that they huddle around their screens and
No.
no. But the sport of Bulgaria would be what? Soccer?
Soccer and then volleyball for sure. Also weightlifting.
That's awesome. See, what have they ever had a gold medal in weightlifting? Probably.
Yeah, a lot of them actually. Yeah.
Any name off the top of your head that you remember as a kid?
Quite a few. Yeah. I don't want to mention them.
What, you're protecting them?
I'm not protecting them. That's not important.
Okay, so there's a famous Bulgarian in the news this week in finance, Zero Hedge. He got kicked off Twitter. Any comments from a fellow Bulgarian?
No comments. I think he's very smart, but he's way too bearish. So I don't even follow him on Twitter because of his bearishness. And actually, everything that is happening to him is a great PR for him because it actually made me go to his website and read some of his stuff.
It's just putrid, and people fucking love him. But he is Bulgarian, and I think it's a black mark on Bulgaria, kind of like Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, but he lives in New York, so just because he was born in Bulgaria doesn't mean that
New York.
it's not important that he's from Bulgaria.
Fake news too. You could get kicked off Momentum Monday for spreading fake news.
Yeah, I'll just make my own. No worries.
The threats are flying here on Momentum Monday. Okay, buddy. It's been a beautiful week here, so it must have been a beautiful week in San Diego.
Oh yeah, gorgeous.
Unbelievable.
75 yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the markets if there's anything left. Are we at Dow Zero yet? And do you have any flu-like symptoms?
No, I don't. I make sure I'm protected. It can happen to anyone, but actually, I was reading some statistics the other day which said that 15 million people get the flu in the U.S. alone every single year.
70,000 people. I've somewhere between 15 and 70,000 people die from the regular flu. This country.
Exactly. But the only issue is that the deadly rate that with regular flu is 0.01%. With the so-called new coronavirus, they said it's 2%, which is 200 times higher. So that's the issue, the rate.
It's serious. I don't believe it.
And I think the market is starting to recognize that it will have a significant impact on the Chinese economy growth for the first quarter, and also maybe on some other countries, since China is the second biggest economy in the world. And that's why we're starting to see the U.S. market to kind of discount that already. I mean, the S&P tested its 200. 50.
Look, we're looking at it right now, right? This is Market Smith. Yeah. We're looking at the chart. You can see the volume was pretty big on this sell-off, but we're just, kind of feels like you should be nipping. There's probably some good ideas. I would say, because the last few weeks on Momentum Monday, we've been warning like, hey, things are too good, and pretty much everything was.
The theme last week was basically be long gold treasuries, and if you want to be long some stocks, be long software stocks, and that's exactly these are the assets that outperformed last week. Even strong reports from Apple and Amazon were not enough to.
Yeah, the Apple thing was interesting. I pulled that up quickly because it reversed. It closed at all-time highs, and then closed the week pretty much at its that was nasty.
I think it can easily pull back to its 50-day, especially considering they just closed all of their stores in China. They make all of their phones in China, and many of the Chinese factories are closed.
Yeah, if we don't bounce this week at 289, I'd be looking at a lot of stocks for a trade. So that's the first stock on my list. If I see Apple print, in the 280s, I may, nibble as a trade. I don't know, but as the trader in me would say, in the 280s, and we don't have any fresh news about the virus, there's, a bit of panic in the air, and I may trade against that. It's not something I'm super excited about. I remember selling some Apple at 260, 270, 280 on the way up. So it's not like a bargain. But considering the earnings and the news being out about them closing China already, we'll see. Because last year there were worries about, in 2018, there were worries about China, and the stock was at 140. So I would say, the world has moved on from that concern, or there's still a lot.
If there is a real panic, Apple is going to 230.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to have context. It's like, that's why I was a net seller the last 3-4 months. But, that's why weeklies matter too, not just daily charts. A lot of people just look at one set of charts. Okay, so what are you seeing, Ivan? Because I think we're in like kind of a be careful market. So what do you see?
The market is in a correction mode. I mean, look at all the leading sectors.
Walk through them. What do you do?
In Q4 last year, biotech is breaking down. It's testing a really important level here near 89.
Look at that breakout, Ivan, that got us excited in December. I mean, that was
and if it broke out above that 100 level, it would have been new all-time high after a very long time of.
I mean, my one biotech, Amgen, was just I've given back all my breakout gains.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's just it's a very high volatile sector. So yeah, I mean the biotech, also the semiconductors, which is the other leading sectors, are breaking down. They're already below their 50-day. The small caps had basically a false breakout and are now testing a very important 160 level. If that level is lost, it will probably test the 200-day at least near 155. It spent an entire year basically here with 116 being a resistance. Now it has the potential to be support, but in times of panic, I mean, I would not rely on technical support too much. The market cannot definitely overreact. On Friday, interestingly, I noticed that stocks that are related to spending more time at home, for work or entertainment or fitness, are kind of holding better. Like, for example, Netflix, it's setting up here. It's kind of bull flag above its rising 20 days. So, the thinking is that if the panic regarding the virus spreads more.
The ultimate home stock, condoms, Church and Dwight, CHD had a good week. I mean, there's no bigger, it's baking soda and condoms.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's kind of close near the lows. And also, continuing my thesis, the other stock like Peloton, if you want to just stay at home, it's holding well, considering the action in the rest of the market. Also, Zoom on Friday, very interesting, close, strong.
Which we use for our shows. I own the stock, but
I also own it. Bought it on Friday.
Technically still heavy, but I'm just super bullish. I've used Zoom 4 times today. But I did just do a go-to meeting with JC at All Star Charts, and I'm like, what the fuck do I got to do a go-to meeting for? We're like downloading web software, and it was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So Zoom is the future for this type of work.
Yeah, exactly. And so speaking of biotech, last week I saw, this regardless that the ETF is looking weak and in a pullback mode, I saw 2 biotechs that broke out on a very long monthly basis that I think have the potential to become
bring them
the leaders in 2020.
Okay.
The first one is Tandem Diabetes.
Yeah. This thing was $2. Go back to a month. I was hearing stories about this, truly bullish stories at $2.
Out from a very, very long base in a weak market. So there's definitely
been like a reverse merger at some point because they didn't.
I have no idea, yeah. But all I care about is that this stock is trying to break out to new multi-year highs in a very weak market. So obviously, if there is a correction in the market, the strongest stock will just.
There's no bigger trend than diabetes in the U.S. So if their product really is that
in the world, yeah. So if the market continues to correct, strong stocks like that, Tandem, will probably just consolidate in a sideways range, right?
Okay. Good one.
But over time, I would keep an eye on this one. I think it has
like crazy people on stock to its arguing back and forth on 10.
And the other one that is trying to break out is Rita Pharma. They tried so on Friday when the market was crashing, they went up 12% on huge volume. This is very notable.
No news, just volume?
No news that I'm aware of, but volume and that breakout, this is to me is a very notable sign. So look at this,
Wow.
guys. So I'm not saying it'll go up, tomorrow or next week, but
Odds are, look at that breakout
here
consolidation. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
would keep an eye on those two. And
Well, in today's world, even if you have $400, you can buy 2 shares if you're a kid, or 1 share and buy another share if it's down. So, if you want to get exposure to biotech at any level now with free brokerage, you can try these things, which is exciting. Just your stock would be below 180 on that, I would guess, right? Or
depending on your time frame, if it's really, really long term, yes. But if you want to swing it, not that wide. So it just depends on your time frame. And as I said, if the market panics, and it's very possible, those stocks
watch these. These are potential new leaders because biotech
will remain in a range, but they are potential new leaders. Yeah.
keep going. Anything in
Software is kind of holding well, but as I said, I don't think those breakouts will work because in weak markets, breakouts don't work.
But team would be a leader if the market firms up. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will be a leader. I think if these earnings came out a month ago, team would have been already at 180. But in a choppier, weaker market, it'll just go sideways between 140 and 150, and it will just digest that earnings breakout. But just keep an eye on this one, and you can try to play the ranges. Let's say buy at 140 and sell near 150, or you can just. It just depends.
Shopify qualifies, even though it's a ridiculously expensive, and I'm long, but qualifies as a leader.
Which one?
Shopify.
Oh, Shopify. Yeah. Yeah. Even though
Extended, but
did a huge move. And
where's Twilio was breaking.
That doesn't mean that I would chase it here.
No. I'm just saying I'm looking at stocks that didn't pull back tremendously. I think even though Zoom isn't the greatest setup, it was strong. Look at Twilio, I think too.
Well, considering how Zoom have acted on Friday, I think you should be bullish on it.
Kind of trying to find a bottom.
Also showing relative strength, but as I mentioned, see here it tried to break out. In a stronger market, this breakout would have worked, but in this market environment, breakouts are likely to fail.
Reported yet, so they haven't reported yet.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Anything else show up for you? I like those 2 biotechs. Any other sector looks interesting?
That's it. That looks, as I said, I think the market is.
On the weak side, I was just talking about. You look at Tesla, and I think Tesla's become the poster child for the opposite of oil. So I think I was just talking to JC about it as a technician, and I know you're a technician and I'm not. I think Tesla is representing more than just cars right now. I think it's the opposite of the GOP strategy, right? Like in an era where Trump, and it's smart by Trump. I mean, this is politics, right? It's smart by Trump to okay, cars can just produce whatever kind of emissions they want, right? In a world where that's happening, no one cares. If you're a 20-year-old girl, you want a Tesla. You don't care what, that Trump's making it free to buy a station wagon and burn gas, because kids don't want to go to gas stations. Kids go to gas stations. They're getting vapes. They're getting cigarettes. They're getting Red Bull. It's just a shit show. Gas stations are gross. And I think Tesla represents this big, if you look at XLE, the opposite of that, and that's hitting, I don't know, monthly, it's breaking down out of, even though oil, you'd think, this industry is ready to almost implode on itself at this point, right? You got fracking.
Related to China, into the coronavirus, anything related to travel and leisure is getting.
Oil's been weak for 4 or 5 years, 7 years. I've had a couple rallies, but there's something cyclical. And then when you see Tesla, it's the easiest way for hedgies to get long alternative energy because solar's been such a disappointment. Battery investments have been so disappointing, but you're starting to see speculation for real and money flowing into alternative energy. And Tesla's going to be the proxy for a lot of these people. They're not thinking about it as a car company. If you're trying to get money in alternative energy, and then, saving grace is they have the best product that people love. It's the Apple of cars. So there's a couple other ones, alternative energies, that are doing well too. SEDG is an Israeli company, but kind of reversed. The other alternative that I like that's working is not energy, but alternative to bullets. At a time when, gun deaths are at all-time high. Look at AAXN, which is taser and cameras. Okay, that is primed. In a better market, that breakout is something to watch. This is like the number one stock I'm itching to put on a big position, because we're never going to have gun control. Like, you can just see it, right? We're never going to have it. And just like we're talking about Trump, where we're never going to have, if he wins another 4 years, we're going to have even more lax regulations. Yet you see Tesla going up. I think this stock, original C, everything about it is primed. As little as I know about tasers and cameras, this is primed to double. This could be, I know you mentioned the two biotechs, but like, this is the one that I've got my eyes on. And I have a few shares just to keep myself engaged and reading everything about it. But everything about this could go on a massive run. Does it look interesting to you?
Yeah, absolutely. The underlying fundamental trend. I mean, definitely valuation is a bit extended, but that's normal.
Compared to what? Team, which is trading at double the valuation? Atlassian? No, Atlassian has the same earnings number and is trading at 140. This is 77.
Different margins.
Hey, totally. I'm not going to get in a fundamental argument. I'm just saying, if I look at a monthly setup and I look at trends macro, this is my favorite idea outside of a biotech right now.
Definitely, it's looking promising.
Back to the financials there quickly. I'm in the market cap.
Oh, you mean the same company?
XN.
Yeah.
So we've got
4.5 billion.
Yeah, it's a tiny company.
It's a very small float, though.
I'm saying it's a very volatile stock. I mean, it's maybe better to buy on the dips because it truly is growing.
Very high short interest, 11 days.
I love that. I love that it's in the middle of nowhere in Scottsdale. I'm going to go buy the company. I'm trying to get an interview where I can go and kind of kick the tires and see the factories here in town. I mean, I grew up watching this stock when it was just Taser, but they're much more diversified.
Yeah, it's interesting that their earnings basically more than quadrupled since 2012.
Yeah, it could be through some acquisitions. Their police camera business is huge. They all got to wear them on their chest to film everything. And that's when they changed the name. I think if they had the name Taser, it would probably be doing better today. You know what I mean? But it's more of a conglomerate. So anyways, that's my fave idea that's outside my sweet spot that I could really feel that there's some catalyst behind. Biotech is a harder reach for me because I don't earn money and I don't understand them. But you gave two good ideas. Is there anything else? We'll give a fourth idea. Is there anything else that like stands out that I may be able to form a thesis about?
As I said, I think the market is in a correction mode. So if you want to trade, you might want to have some ideas on the short side.
Okay.
And personally, last week I started.
You're an independent businessman. We do Momentum Mondays for free. My blog is free. We kind of shut down Market Wisdom because my workload. And so you're doing your own product. Just walk people through that. It's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple. I offer a private Twitter feed. So Ivanhoe Trades, where I share options and stock ideas in real time. And we have some swing trades, some position trades for people that want to hold longer term.
And for all the women watching, you're not single, or are you single?
I'm not single.
Hey.
All
right, so ladies, please stop emailing me. I had a lot of women email me and just ask about this, so I should just say you're not single, right?
I don't think anyone's emailing you, Howard.
5 emails a day. Ivan, his eyes, his hair, his accent.
Yeah, right. And, yeah, I mean, I think it's important in this market to be flexible. And last week we started nibbling on some short ideas. We had a great trade in Rockio. We bought some put options on Thursday. Granted, we were very
heavy. I never mentioned this, but it was like a lot of smart people were showing that idea. I think what makes you great in a market like this is you could just switch. I just don't have the time to follow it. I think that stock could be in the 50s this year. If there's one over, but I just think the competition and pricing is relentless. And you know, yeah, I'm with you on that. You're just doing it as a trade, but I think fundamentally there
Yeah,
could
I mean, we already closed it. Like I said, we were long some weekly put options. We made, more than 400%. I'm just showing that it's important to be really flexible in this market, and you can make money on the short side as well. You don't need to despair and thinking, oh, if the market is in correction for the next few weeks, it's not like there are not opportunities to make money if you want to be active, of course.
Okay, buddy. Have a good week. Who do you like today in the Super Bowl?
San Francisco.
Okay, $10. I'll take, who are they playing?
Kansas.
Who's favored?
I'm not sure.
All right, $10 straight up.
All right, $10.
Okay, we'll settle it next week.
You got it.
Venmo bet. You've seen it here first. I
Yes.
think we should bet a week. All right, let's also go $10 on your favorite idea, percentage-wise, short or long, and we'll check back in next week.
I'm not doing that.
Really? It's just
Okay.
$10.
Okay. Long Rita, the
Which
bio RETA.
All right, I'll go short Rita. All right, we'll check back next week. I think the edge is to you, and we'll check back on price. We'll say Friday of next week closing price, $5.
Yeah, sure.
Got $15 on the line.
Okay.
I've got the Chiefs and short Rita, you're long Rita, and long San Francisco. Okay, have a great week.
All right, Howard. Bye.